Hey everyone, welcome to Wax Pack Wisdom, where we talk baseball history through the cards we love. My name is Jake T. O'Donnell. Today, we went to the first day of the Shriners show at Wilmington, Massachusetts, one of the biggest card shows of the year in New England. We had a lot of fun. It was great to see all the dealers, some of the big-time dealers, locally, nationally, and we had some great pickups, which we are thrilled to show you. So let's get right into it right now. Okay, so I'm going to get into the pickups that I bought at the show in a second here. There were 8 cards total that I came away with from today, the first day, Friday of Shriners. This was just such an awesome day. So many great dealers at this show. Some of the really big-time dealers that you see at shows across the U.S. were there today. And before I get into the actual pickups, you see here this poster. So this was a gift from my friend Bobby, who I've mentioned on the channel before, has helped me with my Yaz PC. He had this with him. He was anticipating that I was going to be there, and he said, I want you to have this. So he gave this to me. This is like a, I think it's bigger than an 8.5 by 11 or an 8 by 10, but it's like a poster kind of. It seems like if you look at this part right here, the Red Sox superstar and one of baseball's all-time greats will end his career spinning. So this looks like it's from, this kind of just like tells the whole history of his career in 1983 from his final season. So this was really neat, and this is how great the hobby is. It was just awesome to get this this like nice little free item. He says, I don't know if it's worth $5 or $5,000, and I just was so appreciative of this. So thank you, Bobby. Just an amazing piece and a great add to my Yaz PC. All right, so let's go through. I'm going to start by showing you, there were 4 raw cards that I bought today and 4 slabs. So we're going to start with the raw cards, and I'll group them by, the buys themselves. So the first one are these 2 cards, these 2 raw cards. These are both from 1954. We have talked on the channel previously about the 1954 Red Heart dog food set. So I just saw this, and this is Eddie Yost. I don't have this one. Nice blue back. We talked about Eddie Yost on 59 Topps Friday. Still one of the all-time walks leaders, and I just thought this was a nice card. And then also this is from a random oddball 50 set that I do not have. This is a 1954 Johnston Cookies Braves card. It was a regional issue, and they sold them in packages of cookies, and you can see this is a low-grade example. You can kind of see there some of the information about no one makes cookies like Johnston. They only did Braves cards, and I think it was only this one year. There is the most famous card in this set is that there is a Hank Aaron rookie card among these. So I saw both of these on this dealer's table. This was a local dealer I bought from him previously, and these were 2 nice sort of oddball 50s pickups, and this one goes with the other Red Heart dog food cards I have, and this is a first for me, to get this Johnston Cookies card. Eventually, we will do videos about both of these sets on the channel. The next I wanted to show you are 2 pre-war raw cards that I bought. And these were from a dealer. His name was John Goodman. And I had spoken to him at the November Shriners show, but I didn't buy from him this time, or I didn't buy from him then. This time I did buy from him, and I got two pre-war cards here. This is my first T205. This is a Rube Marquard. Again, these are both Hall of Famers. The Giants. You kind of see that I was able to get a good deal on this because I'm trying to avoid you seeing my head in the reflection on this. But you see right there that there's a bit of paper loss on that corner there. Otherwise, it's pretty nice. Some paper loss. I mean, this card's from 1911, so it's not going to be perfect by any means. And you kind of see the back there. There's a whole story. This is different from the T206s, where there's not really a story on the back about the player and some statistics and things back there. But Rube Marquard was a very key pitcher for the Giants in the 1910s, for sort of the early era of John McGraw as the manager there. So this is a great ad. I am likely to send this in to get slabbed by SGC. It will probably come back as authentic. Almost certainly it will, because it's missing that piece right there. Maybe it gets a 1, but I think authentic is most likely. But it's the T205s, and the gold border, of course, is great. And, you can't really beat that. So, and then the other card that I bought in this stack was this Kiki Cuyler. This is a 1936 Gaudy. So this is the first 1936 Gaudy card that I have. So one of the great things today was that I picked up cards from sets that I don't have their cards. That was kind of the theme of today. And in the slabbed ones that are coming up, there is a very big one for me personally that I'm going to get to. But this is a Kiki Cuyler. This is a 1936 Gaudy. So this is the first 1936 Gaudy that I have. I have basically all cards from pretty much all the other Gaudy sets. I think I still need a 1936 Gaudy Premium, but I have 33, 34. I have the 35 4-in-1 of Jimmy Fox. I have this now a 36. I have the 38 Heads Up as well of Charlie Gehringer. So Kiki Cuyler, as it says, I think that there was like a game that you would play with these cards on the back. And, as it says here, power hitter, fast base runner, prior to joining the Reds, enjoyed many great seasons with the Pirates and Cubs, I believe. And I'm just going to look at the bottom here. First baseman, Spears, a fast one. Yeah, so there's like some sort of game associated with this. But Kiki Cuyler, I think, was like a really key part of those 1920s Pirates teams that went to the World Series a few times. And I'm not sure they actually won, but I know they lost to the Yankees in the 27 World Series. But anyway, so that was a really nice. So I bought those two together. I got a really nice deal on that. All right. So now let's get into the slabs. So there's 4 slabs in total. I'm going to go in order of how excited I am about all of them, sort of, but it's also sort of by transaction. The first is a 1911, a T206. That is a T206 1911 sweet cap roll back, Zack Wheat in an SGC 1.5. I'm going to kind of tilt it down like this a little bit so you don't really see my reflection in it. But I really appreciated the gentleman. It was a gentleman from New York that I bought this from, and he really worked with me on the price. He had it marked pretty high, and I showed him he was willing to. He actually literally asked me to show him some comps, and I did, and he was able to work with me on the price, so I was able to get this. If you remember one of the SGC videos that I showed you, one of the SGC reveals that I did, I had a T206 Bill Kerrigan with the Piedmont back. And that was my only other T206 to this point. This one, that was a Piedmont back, which is the most common. This is the Sweet Caporal back, which is probably the next most common, I think, but it's less common than the Piedmont back. So, and we will talk about this when we do a video about the T206 set. The Sweet Cap is more common than like the Hindu back or the Polar Bear back or a bunch of others, but it is less common than the Piedmont back. And all of these, these cards the fronts are all the same on these cards, but a lot of them have different backs. So my preference on these cards, these T206 cards, is I like the cards of them in uniform, in action, at the bat doing things, as opposed to the portraits. The portraits are fine, but I like these cards, and I feel like I don't see Zack Wheat cards come up that often. Zack Wheat is a Hall of Famer. The Brooklyn Dodgers, one of the finest batsmen of his era, the teens and into the 20s, I believe. The Dodgers never won anything while he was there, but he was again a really one of the most consistently great hitters in the National League for basically his entire career, and someone that's somewhat forgotten today. But so this was a great pickup. I was thrilled to get a T206 Hall of Famer in a very good price. Hoping maybe to get more similar cards tomorrow. Here is the probably single biggest, most famous card of all of my pickups today. That is a Warren Spahn rookie card in an SGC3. The registration's a little weird, and and the corners are pretty soft. I don't know, and as you can see, it's an old label SGC. I don't know that this would get a 3 today. The back is pretty nice. So I bought this card from the incredible vintage dealers of legacy cards, and that's CARDZ. It is an enterprise run by a gentleman named Ash, who was not there, and apparently he was not going to be there this weekend, but I believe he had family and friends that were running the booth today and will be running it this weekend. If you go to Shriners, if you're there, I'm going to try to post this Friday night. If you're there Saturday, if you're there Sunday, even if you're just there for autographs or you're just there for whatever, make a point to go if you walk into the auditorium, kind of in the back right a little bit, and they're right across from my friend Paul Borges. Make sure you go over and take a look at the cards that they have at Legacy Cards, because you will be stunned at what they have. And I feel really honored to buy a card from them. And this is a huge card in the 1948 Leaf set. This is, again, a Warren Spahn rookie card. We talked extensively about him on 59 Topps Friday. And I was really thrilled at the price on this. The gentleman that was working back there worked with me, and I felt like I could not say no to the price that he offered me on this card. And they also had a better presenting SGC1 of this card that had some issues on the back. The back had been pasted into the card had been pasted into a book. So I passed on that, but I did get this at a price that I thought was really, really fair. So big addition, a double whammy addition to my 48 Leaf cards, my 48 Leaf set, and the Hall of Fame rookies. This was the only Hall of Fame rookie I picked up today. All right, so the last two cards are cards that I bought together. And again, I was very pleased with the overall price that I got on these. And they're from different eras, but they're both older. And they're from sets that I really wanted to get cards from, but one more than the other. And I came across this card and I said, I kind of want this. This is a 1950 Drake's Cookies Bobby Doerr card in an SGC4. The TV baseball series. Again, you do not see these cards very often that come up. And to get a Hall of Famer in this set was really awesome. And you can kind of read some stuff on the back about TV baseball star pictures, collect your complete set, Drake's Oatmeal Jumble Cookies. I don't know what a jumble cookie is, but these are from 1950, and they are produced by the Drake's Bakery. Love the Drake. The word Drake is getting thrown a lot around in New England right now after the drafting of Drake May. And again, to get it, I already have Bobby Doerr cards. You guys saw in one of my SGC reveals that I have his 48 Leaf card. I also have an auto Bobby Doerr's from somewhere. But this was, I saw this and I thought, okay, I'll get this. But the big reason why I went with this dealer, and I want to shout out the name, the gentleman's name was Roger Farrell Till of Vintage Sports. He said he was based in Tennessee, and he had an outstanding group of vintage cards. This was not really the card I was after when I went up to that table. This was the card I was after. 1932 U.S. Caramel Hall of Famer Chick Hafey in a SGC 2.5. And between those two cards, I thought I got an outstanding deal. I have been after a card of a low-grade card of a low-level Hall of Famer in the 1932 U.S. Caramel set for quite a long time. And there were really none of those cards at this show. I thought to myself, if I'm going to get one of these cards at, anywhere in person anytime soon, it's going to have to be at Shriners. And there were a few other U.S. Caramel cards, but we're talking about like the Babe Ruth in the set or the Lou Gehrig in the set, when those cards run well into the 4 figures, sometimes even into the 5 figures. This card was very reasonably priced. Again, Chick Hafey, definitely a low-level Hall of Famer, probably would not get in the Hall of Fame by today's standards, but he's in the Hall of Fame nonetheless. And there are a bunch of lower-level Hall of Famers in this set, including like Frankie Frisch and Bill Terry and Rabbit Moranville and a few others too. Like I wouldn't really call Mickey Cochran a low-level Hall of Famer, but he's in terms of like value overall. Chick Hafey's probably near the bottom of that. But I've been after this card. This is such a tough set, and part of the reason why I was really after this card in this set, and you can read kind of the bottom there. This set was produced in Boston. This was a local Boston set. from the early 30s, before the Goudies. I feel like the front of the cards kind of look like the Cracker Jack set, but they made these these cards were produced in East Boston, and I think you could go, the kids could go to the corner stores and the candy shops and buy this cards from this set. And yeah, like this card is awesome, and I love the color on it. A lot of these cards can be stained with the caramel, and you kind of see, obviously it does have some staining or whatever. But this was, if you asked me, above all of the Hall of Fame rookies and above all of the big Hall of Fame cards, if you asked me coming into this weekend what was one card I really wanted to walk out of that show with, it would be a card from this set, and maybe not necessarily a Chick Hafey. Maybe it would have been a Rabbit Moranville or Frankie Fresh or somebody like that, or any of a number of other Hall of Famers that are in that set. But I am over the moon. I'm going to show it right there. I'm going to get my ugly mug out of the way. I'm over the moon about getting this card. And so this was an amazing first day at Shriners. I will be going back tomorrow, Saturday, but getting this Chick Hafey card, this is a true wonderful thing. And so this has been a long video, but I really appreciate you watching, and I appreciate you checking out our channel as always. And the sheet that I always read the final sign off from, it has eluded me at the moment. I gotta grab it, and I got it right here. Okay. I feel like at this point I could probably recite it from memory, but let me know what you think of my pickups. Let me know, is there a specific card here that you like better than others, or a set that you like better than others? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. I'd love to hear your take about these cards. Tell us what you thought about all of this stuff. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know if you're going to be at Shriners on Saturday. Would love to meet up with folks. There are so many amazing people in this hobby, as I mentioned, and I'd love to meet you if you're going to be there. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our content on Waxback Wisdom. In the video description, you can find links where you can follow us on all social media channels. You'll also find a link to a list of our favorite nonprofits and charities. If you enjoyed this video, please consider a donation to one of those organizations. It would mean a lot to us. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next time on Waxback Wisdom. Take care.